Mirjana Bajraktarević. Mirsada Bajraktarević 1951, 10 October 1976, known professionally as Mirjana Bajraktarević, was a Bosnian sevdalinka singer and songwriter. She was the sister of Silvana Armenulić and Dina Bajraktarević. Mirjana and Silvana died in a car crash. Her career reached its peak in 1974 with the songs Doletjeće, bijeli, golub and zovi. The year after her death, she had a posthumous hit single when Rukama mahala tobom was released. Early life and family. Mirsada Bajraktarević was born in the Bosnian city of Doletjeće, the seventh of 13 children, to a Muslim Bosniak family. Her father was Mirjana Bajraktarević 1909–1966, a local cake shop operator, and her mother was Hadrija 1916–2008. The family surname has its origins in the Ottoman Empire. Bajrak is the Turkish word for flag. Mirsada's sister Zilha began singing at an early age, but their father, Mirjana, a local cake shop operator, was not supportive of her singing career. Mirsada had a brother named Hadrudin, who died about 2 weeks after being mauled by a dog in the 1940s. After her brother's death, her father found solace in alcohol and solitude, neglecting the family and his business. After her father's cake shop closed, the family suffered greatly. The family of 13 children included sisters Mirsada, Hadrudina, Dina, Zilha, Silvana, Abida, and Sevka, and brothers Hadrudin, Muhamed, Izudin, Abudin, and Ismet. Her nephew Sabahudin Bajlalović became a professional basketball player who died at age 43 of a heart attack on the beach while swimming with his son. 10 years later, Sevka and her husband Lutvo both died of natural causes in September 2013, just days apart. Career. In 1955, Silvana moved to Sarajevo at the age of 16, where she lived with their aunt and sang in local kafanas for money. She eventually landed a professional singing career which led way to Mirsada getting a record deal and recording her first album at the age of 18 in 1969 and releasing it on 18 February 1970. In 1975, after 5 years of releasing extended plays and singles, Bajraktarević released her first full-length studio album, Mahala Samdrugareku I Had a Friend. The album contained a dozen songs, 2 of which were written by Bajraktarević herself. 4 of the songs were written by Radislav Grajic, including the title song which became a hit. She also covered 4 Bosnian folk songs, Kraj Potoka Bister Vode by a Stream of Crystal Clear Water, Maj Eljo, Crne Osai O My Eljo, With Your Black Eyes, Maj Zumbul My Hyacinth, Mujo Huge Kanya Mujo Shoes the Horse. Personal life. According to an interview with one of Mirsada's friends, she was married for about a year to Yugoslav singer Zoran Milivojević, died 13 March 2011. Death and aftermath. On 10 October 1976, at around 9:15 p.m. Cest, Mirsada died in a car crash near the Serbian village of Kolari in Smederevo along with her sister Silvana Armenulić and violinist/Radio Belgrade Folk Orchestra conductor Miodrag Radjeserević. They were driving in a Ford Granada car from Aleksandrovac to Belgrade after a concert. Originally, Silvana was to drive with Mirsada sitting in the passenger's seat. Then Montenegrin singer Ljubomir Dorovic asked if he could drive to Belgrade with them. As he was putting his bags into the car, Radjeserević asked the sisters if he could drive with them to Belgrade because all the other singers who had performed in the concert that day were watching a soccer game of Spain versus Yugoslavia. Dorovic had forgotten about the game. He asked the sisters if they wanted to stay to watch the game, then all drive back to Belgrade when the game ended. The sisters refused as they were both tired, and Silvana had a severe headache after hitting her head in the restaurant the day before. Bajraktarević decided to stay and drive back to Belgrade in Boki Milosevic's Volvo after the game. Silvana was behind the wheel when they left, but sometime between their departure and the crash, 60-year-old Bajraktarević had taken the wheel. The car was reportedly traveling 130 km/h 81 mph when it collided with a FAP truck driven by 52-year-old Rastko Grujic. Bajraktarević had fallen asleep in the back seat, and older sister was asleep in the passenger's side seat. The singer Lepa Lukic was asked to perform at the concert that day but overslept for the first time in her career and did not make it to the concert. She later stated that she believes, had she gone with them, she would have lost her life in the crash with the sisters. In 2013, Lepa revealed in an interview that she hasn't driven a car since the sisters' deaths, out of fear that she would share their fate. Between 30,000 and 50,000 people attended their funeral, including singers Lepa Lukic and Hasim Kukuk Hoki, who himself died in a near-identical car crash on 26 November 2002. She and her sister were buried side by side in the cemetery Novo Groblj. Initially, only the death of Bajraktarević was reported, as television shows refused to mention Silvana because of a 1972 incident during a live broadcast on New Year's Eve show, which got her banned from all television. The exact cause of the accident is unknown, but it is believed that the crash is directly related to a brake problem. The Ford Granada they were driving was recalled for dangerous structural defects observed in the control mechanism. A notification was sent to all customers that the models manufactured between September 1975 and June 1976 were faulty. Owners were advised to return the cars. It is not known if Silvana and Mirsada were aware of the recall and just opted to not return the car, or if she was completely unaware. At the time of her death, she was also engaged to be married to a boxer named Dragomir Vujkovic from Zenica. She met him in 1975, and they planned to marry at the end of November 1976 after she returned from a tour with her sister in Australia. Mirsada's mother Hadrija died in 2008, shortly before her 92nd birthday. 5 years after their mother's death, Mirsada's oldest sister Sevka died on 30 September 2013 in Trebinje at the age of 79, leaving Dina the last living of the female Bajraktarević children. Discography. The following are studio albums, singles, and EP released by Mirsada between 1970 and 1976, with 2 posthumous EP released in 1977. Other recorded songs: Bosno Moja, Divna, Mila.